Hey guys and girls. So today we're going to talk about food, nutrition. Now, plain and simply, when we talk about nutrition, we talk about ascension, right? And we talk about what is ascension. So ascension is merely the lifting up of vibration. So ascending upward vibrationally from a lower, stagnant, slower wavelength. Now, how do we do that? How do we ascend through nutrition, through what we're ingesting? Well, very simply, food that is processed, highly cooked, dead in the form of animal products has a very slow wavelength. So it's a lower vibrational food. Fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, things of that sort have a quicker wavelength, which makes them a higher vibrational, higher frequency food. When we put higher vibrational foods into our body temple, the body assimilates those foods, right? It digests it, and then it assimilates the higher vibrational atoms, higher vibrational molecules into the body, and the body begins to vibrate quicker. Hence the reason when you eat meat, lots of meats, dairy, lots of processed foods, when you eat them, you tend to feel very heavy and pulled down, right? You feel lethargic, you feel tired. When you eat lots of fruits and vegetables, what happens? Tend to have more energy, you feel lighter, right? If you've ever really taken the time to assess your body after you've eaten a food, you'll notice immediately that after you eat something, within an hour of eating something really heavy, really creamy, full of dairy, full of cow's milk, meaty, you're gonna feel real tired, right? Real pulled down. When you eat fruits and vegetables, what happens? It invigorates you. It brings the energy up. And so in our ascension, right? Ascension is not necessarily dependent upon what you're eating. However, because the mind is a physical, the brain is a physical manifestation, the mind, which is really the gap, the bridge between the body and the spirit, it picks up on those vibrational frequencies. So if you're eating very heavy, very dense food, the mind will tend to bring you into a lower, slower vibration. And another slower vibration is negative emotion. So when you're in a negative emotion, again, you are in a you're in a lower vibrational frequency or a slower wavelength. When you're joyful, when you're happy, when you're feeling love, when you're appreciative, that's a faster vibration, right? It vibrates faster. Hence the reason Jesus and Buddha and these ascended masters can kind of disappear and come back between dimensions, because they can lower their vibration to a point of we can interpret them as physical manifestations. Same with angels and spiritual guides. Or they vibrate quicker and they can use their own, I don't want to say mental willpower, but their spiritual evolution to control their thoughts and to cause their cells to naturally vibrate quicker, so that they're in a separate dimension. But that's getting too far into it. So, very simply put, it's easier to ascend into a height of spiritual evolution when you're eating fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds. Obviously, I'm a vegan and I'm pushing a vegan agenda, and I'll probably get a lot of backlash from this, and there's no scientific blah, 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 blah. People want to argue with me. If you want to argue with me, let's do it. We won't argue, we'll just have a nice clean debate. But eating meat, eating processed foods, eating dairy, all of that is going to bring you cellularly, molecularly, vibrationally down. So why this is important is simply because, coming back to the mental component, our ascension is inevitable. Every human being must ascend to a higher height. That is just the progression of our spiritual evolution. That's just the progress of our spirit. We will continually evolve to higher heights. And so eventually everybody must ascend. It's, whether it's in this life or it's the next life. Caesar doesn't like that. He's groaning. Whether it's in this life, the next life, 100 lives down from then, we have to ascend. Now, the transition and the ascension becomes much easier when we are consistently putting higher frequency, higher vibrational foods into our body. That influences our ability to reach higher in our thinking awareness, in our consciousness. We can grasp higher vibrational thought processes. We can feel loving and grateful more readily, more frequently, because those are higher vibrational frequencies. We're not having this fight, if you will, between what we're wanting to think and, spiritually evolve and grow higher in our awareness and get to these heights of ascension, and then putting heavy, lower frequency foods in our body. No matter if it's, some people say, well, what about like organic milk or grass-fed beef or blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. As soon as, you can, if you put a water back in, if you cut down a plant and you put it in water, it can still grow, right? Obviously, we see flowers do that. We see plants do that. It can stay alive. However, when we measure, if you cut an animal's head off and you try to put the head back on or put it in water, nothing's going to happen. It's dead. So that fleshy, milky process, that's all lower vibration, right? There's no essence left in that body temple or a plant. Well, there's more essence left in the plant, or else it would just die immediately. But anyway, so that is the reason that it is necessary to eat a plant-based diet when it comes to ascension. And as you ascend, some masters have been known to only eat a grain of rice a day and live on sunlight and water. So I'm not there yet. I'm still working on my ascension, but in regards to just our general public population ascension, it is required nutritionally to eat a plant-based diet to really truly ascend to the heights that we're wanting, to be free of attachments and free of constraints and grounded in a negative sense, or not grounded, that's a positive, pulled down vibrationally rather than allowing ourselves to naturally evolve and rise up through our ingestion of higher frequency foods, which then allows for higher frequency thought, which then allows for higher frequency living. And that is it. I've said frequency at least 1,000 times this video, so hopefully you enjoy. Talk to you next time. We'll do another video on nutrition. See you guys later. Bye.